Hi, this is Professor Singer again from Tharaka Invention Academy in Kenya. Today, we're going to talk about something really important and these days trendy, creativity. But before I tell you more, I want to start by asking you a question. Do you think creativity is a good thing? Let that roll around in your thoughts. Most of you would probably agree that creativity is awesome. We usually think of it as important, right? We use creativity in school projects, in games, and even to come up with new inventions. But what if I told you that deep down, some people are actually afraid of creativity? Why do you think that might be? Sometimes, people are afraid of creativity because it's about trying something new, and new things can be scary. Let me ask you another question. Do you think people like things to stay the same, or do they like change? You're right if you said stay the same. A lot of people like things to stay the same because it feels safe. When we try something new, like a creative idea, we don't always know what's going to happen. That can make people nervous. But here's the funny part, when things are uncertain, that's when we need creative ideas the most. Can anyone tell me why creative ideas might help us in uncertain situations? Exactly. Creativity can help us solve problems, especially when we're not sure what to do. But here's something surprising. Some really smart researchers found that even when people say they want creativity, sometimes they don't actually like it when it shows up. Why do you think that happens? Yes, it's because creative ideas can feel risky or make things more complicated. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're working on a group project in class or in an office, and someone has a really wild, out-of-the-box idea. Do you think the group would be excited, or do you think they might want to stick with a safer idea? Good thinking. Some people might like the idea, but others might feel it's too risky and want to stick with something safer. This happens a lot in the world, especially in places like schools, businesses, and even with grown-ups. Now, here's another interesting thing. If someone is creative in a safe way, like designing a new running shoe, people might say, "Wow, that's so creative." But if someone else uses their creativity in a way that's not as common, people might not celebrate it as much. Why do you think that is? Yes. Sometimes, society decides which kinds of creativity are good and which aren't. But the truth is, creativity is important in all its forms. Just like the artist Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec. He painted pictures of things people didn't always like to talk about, like sad or tough times. Even though he wasn't celebrated while he was alive, later people realized just how creative and important his work was. So, what can we learn from all this? Should we be scared of creativity just because it's different? Creativity is about exploring new ideas, even when it feels a little uncomfortable. And just because something seems risky doesn't mean it's bad. In fact, it might be exactly what we need to make things better. Now, before we finish, let me ask you, how will you be creative today? What new ideas might you try, even if they feel a bit scary at first? Remember, creativity is powerful, and even though some people might resist it, it's what helps the world grow and change. Keep exploring your creative ideas, and don't be afraid to try something new. According to this way of thinking by many people, would the existence of an invention school be genuinely welcomed or not? Based on the ideas I've just talked about, the existence of an invention school, where creativity and new ideas are encouraged, might get mixed reactions. On the outside, people might say, yes, we need schools that teach innovation. It's so important for progress. However, remember how we talked about that hidden or subconscious discomfort with creativity? This could mean that some people might actually feel unsure or even resistant to the idea of an invention school, even if they don't say it out loud. Why? Because an invention school is all about trying new things, breaking away from what's comfortable, and challenging the status quo. That might make some people, especially those who prefer things to stay predictable, a little nervous. If the school pushes for big, creative changes, it might face some resistance from people who feel safer with the way things already are. So, while many would openly praise an invention school for its mission to foster creativity, there might also be some underlying hesitation. It's not because the school isn't a good idea, it's because, as we learned, creativity can make people feel uncertain. But with time and proof of success, this kind of school could definitely be embraced, especially if it shows how creativity can lead to amazing new solutions that make life better. What do you think? Would people's fears stop them from supporting the school, or could they learn to appreciate the power of creativity? Hello, dear friends. My name is Professor Singer, and I teach invention courses at Tharaka Invention Academy in Kenya. Whether you're just starting your creative journey or already nurturing your inventive spirit, our academy, through its book, The Strategic Application of Ever So Powerful Artificial Intelligence, as well as its online courses, equips you with the tools and guidance to transform ideas into impactful solutions. Innovation is for everyone, and together, we can turn challenges into opportunities and make a transformative difference in your life, your career, your community, and perhaps the world. We'd love to join you in your journey.